Whether you're a diehard sports fan, a hopeless romantic, or a comedy aficionado, the Xfinity 10G network was made for streaming it all. Worry less about buffering when streaming your favorite shows, movies, or live sports, and enjoy a better way to watch. Xfinity gives you a reliable connection for streaming, plus all the entertainment you love all in one place. Fear not, because now you can finally sit back, relax, and stream your favorite entertainment and sports like never before with the Xfinity 10G network.
This episode is brought to you by FX's feud, Capote versus the Swans. Inspired by actual events, the series tells the story of Truman Capote and the women he betrayed. The original housewives. They were society's most elite women. Rich, glamorous socialites who defined a bygone era of high society New York. From creator Ryan Murphy, this drama series features an all-star cast, including Naomi Watts, Demi Moore, and Diane Lane. FX's feud premieres January 31st on FX Stream on Hulu.
Paper, paper on the wall. What's the easiest wallpaper of all? Hey everybody, I'm Kelly Wilkness, and this is Decorating Tips and Tricks, episode 466, Your Walls Reimagined. I want you to imagine a product that takes out the worry, the confusion, the hassle, even the person hanging it, and much of the expense of wallpapering your walls. You don't have to imagine it. You don't have to dream it, because there is such a product. And I am so excited to be talking to the person that invented this fabulous product that is going to make wallpapering in your home such a breeze. Welcome to Decorating Tips and Tricks, Julie Campbell.
Hey, Kelly. Thank you so much. I'm really excited.
I am so happy to have you here, and I am so happy that you created your product. Your company is called Pasted Paper, and we're going to talk a lot about it today, and we're going to talk about how everybody can use the pasted paper products in their own home to really enhance their spaces and just add some life to their walls, and how easy it is because, as you know, I did it myself, and I am loving the results. So why don't you tell us a little bit about pasted paper to kick it off, and then we'll get into some more of the details.
Sure, absolutely. I have to start, though, by saying I adore the title that you chose for this episode, because I'm calling pasted paper wallpaper reinvented.
Perfect. Good. Well, so we're on the same wavelength with it.
Because it truly is. It's a new way to wallpaper. In the beginning, I didn't even want to call it wallpaper, but we needed to really educate everybody. And so where it came from is I've been in the wallpaper and crafting industry for about 25 years. And the whole time I was working in there, I'm like, gosh, there just must be an easier way to wallpaper. So I did a lot of research and I played around. I talked to a lot of manufacturers and kind of came to the conclusion that one of the hardest things is that it's in these really cumbersome rolls, and it's such an event to put it up. And the other is, it seems like everyone felt it was a nightmare to take down.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Everybody has a story about buying a house with terrible wallpaper, or changing their mind and using those little scrubby things, or, losing all their fingernails trying to claw it off the walls.
Yes. So that's what I did. I just decided, let's get a product that can be put up, that's manageable, and let's try sheets. And the sheets, it was a real problem-solving event for me, because we had to figure out how to make all the pattern line up beautifully.
Let's step back for a second. So pasted paper, because you're obviously intimately familiar. I am now familiar, but maybe someone who's listening hasn't heard of it yet. So pasted paper is wallpaper that actually comes in these manageable size sheets, correct?
Correct. Yes.
So instead of buying rolls, and instead of having to deal with Well, I measured and it's a single roll, but they only sell it in double rolls. And I'm still really not sure about the repeat. So I have to buy twice as much as I need so the wallpaper hanger can get the repeat right and all of that. There are so many issues to take into consideration with traditional wallpaper that I feel that you have just completely taken off everyone's plate by inventing pasted paper.
Yes, thank you.
Yay!
When you order pasted paper sheets, they literally come to you in sheets that are about 13 inches by 19 inches. And they all line up perfectly, and they all have paste on the back. They are organic. And what you do is you just dip these sheets in water, you apply them to your wall, and they're designed to all line up perfectly. So there's no guesswork. It's really a successful experience.
Well, I'll get more into how I papered my master bath and some of the details on doing that later in the show. But just for right now, I had to say at one point, I was so busy doing it. And I'm listening to podcasts, I'm listening to my playlist. I'm having a great time. It was so easy. But at one point I went, oh my gosh, I didn't even pay attention to the pattern. Like, was I hanging it right the whole time? And I stood back and without even thinking about it, it was all perfect.
I love that.
Well, because you did all the work for me.
Yeah, and it's so funny. One person in the very beginning, of course, I gave some samples away to friends, and they put it up, and they just like, look what I did.
Yeah.
And they could do it because the product's so damn simple.
It is. It really is. I was calling everyone in my house to come up and look what I just did. Oh my gosh. So we've got the what is pasted paper. We've got the why, because it takes out all the confusion and worry and everything else I was talking about with traditional wallpaper. Now tell us a little bit about you, because you have a very interesting background.
So I traditionally am a graphic designer, and I had a nice little boutique graphic design agency for about 12 years. And I really gravitated towards all the kind of paper label design, pattern for my customers and my clients. I absolutely loved it. When it was time for me to kind of close down the agency, because I had 2 kids and I was a single mom, I got rid of the employees and I went home and was working there. And I thought, I'm going to make some wallpaper for the walls.
Of course. Yeah. Everybody's thinking that. Yes. Right.
It was really, really great. So, and I'm an inventor at heart. I like to problem solve, and I've done some other products where, things weren't out there in the market and it seemed like they should be. So let me research the materials and so anyways, that's exactly how it happened with pasted paper. And I did some test runs, and I really kind of put it all together, got all the designs that I thought was kind of really timeless. So no matter what kind of home you put them in, they would look great. That was a real important thing for me. That way I could hit a real broad appeal with this first launch of the product. And I ended up taking it over to the Victoria and Albert Museum. Go to the top and see what they thought of it and if they were willing to license with me.
Why did your choice and the patterns lead you there?
Because they are the best in the world. And they have the largest archive of design, pattern, and decor in the world. And they really document everything throughout history. So people who are in the design world and not, they just adore the Victoria and Albert and how they present all of these designs and materials throughout history and bring them to a current exhibition. So when I went and we ended up collaborating, and that was quite an experience because I basically had the whole archive to play around with. And I got to work with their fabulous archival team. And so we ended up choosing some real favorites like William Morris, which I think is tried and true for a few hundred years.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and I put them into the pasted paper sheets, and they were thrilled with it. So there we were with the Victoria and Albert designs.
Now, is there something about the William Morris and the other Victoria and Albert designs that lend themselves to these manageable size sheets?
I wouldn't say that so much, but I would say that they are timeless designs. I'm going to kind of back up and say one super important thing when I develop any products, and I have this little mantra I call simple and feel good. And I've been saying it for years and years. So basically, when I'm developing a design, a product, or anything, I think, will it appear simple to the consumer or to my customer or my client? And usually that's really difficult to get to. And once you get there, which I think pasted paper did really, really kind of in a real solid way, like, God, this really is a simple product to use.
Well, when I read about it, and after we talked initially, I thought, yes, the concept's simple, but I have to say, Julie, I thought it can't be that simple to use, but it really is.
I love it. And I will add, Kelly, that there is a super thin coating on each of these sheets. You can wipe them down. So they're great for backsplash.
I did take the sample that you had sent me and I just put it in a tray of water and I left it there. No problem. I pulled it out. The pattern on the front was perfect and you couldn't scratch it with your fingernail. There was no issues.
Yeah, even though it is organic paper with an organic paste on the back, there is a just super thin kind of wash of a vinyl coating. I don't even like to use the word vinyl, but it really does protect the surface.
Well, you can tell I'm a big fan. I just love the product, and I love that you're an entrepreneur and that you're such a nice person. And so I was so excited to share you with everybody. Pasted paper has how many different patterns?
We have 11 designs, and we are working on our next designer line, which we're really super excited about. And the designs now are all variations of color and style. And if you go onto the website, you can see each pattern is shot in at least 3 different ways. One is the very traditional home. I like to say your grandmother's home with all of her old, wonderful antique furniture. And the other is more like a farmhouse style, a modern home, busy family, keeping up with trends, but don't have a ton of time. But they have nice things. And then the third way I try and shoot it always is I call it boho, kind of, renters, college students, first home owners. And if I can and have time, I shoot it in a modern setting as well. So even I was amazed that each one of these designs they just fit in any decor. They really, really fit. The pattern you chose, the acanthus, was my very first design.
Oh, really? Okay. I love it. And I'm growing acanthus in my garden.
So you must be an unbelievable gardener.
Well, no, they're actually pretty easy, I think. But anyway, maybe not as easy as hanging your wallpaper, but we should back up for a second because I'm talking about doing a whole room. Now, you can speak to it better than I, but there are certainly a lot of different applications for the pasted paper sheets. So I know, obviously, you could do a whole room, super easy. Besides doing a whole room, you could just do an accent wall, right? And I was thinking because initially I went around the top of my bathroom, and if you had a picture rail, so if you had something up higher in your ceiling, it would be perfect. Or if you didn't have a picture rail, but you wanted to create one, you could just put the pasted paper sheets next to each other all around your room. Would be so easy in a bedroom or any sort of very square type of room. And then you could add a picture rail. And so you've got it sort of finished off with some nice molding. And what an accent. I mean, what interest you would be adding to a room.
Oh, that's a beautiful idea. Yeah. Yeah. Perfect.
You can frame the individual pieces. I mean, it's just the possibilities are really endless. So how do you sell them?
Right. So there is a wonderful calculator. Each design has its own page on the website with a calculator. So if you say you wanted to do an accent wall, you just put in the dimensions of your walls, and it'll kind of calculate how many sheets you need. So that's a very easy, great feature on the website. And we sell it in a few variations. One is a pack of 8 sheets. And the great thing about that, it's super affordable. And you can use that for, the backsplash on a small kitchen. You can use it to put a square up around in your entryway and hang a mirror in front of it. So it kind of frames the mirror. You can line the back of a shelf with it.
That's a great idea. We talk a lot about, sort of resuscitating these older antiques, particularly these china cabinets that you can just get sort of like, for a song at a thrift store and whatnot. And many times we talk about putting some wallpaper behind it or painting the inside of it a different color, doing some different treatment inside. So pasted paper would be awesome for something like that.
It's really great. And you don't have to cut up these crazy rolls and it's affordable. It's really it's a perfect for stuff like that. And you can line furniture if you like. We've done that on some blanket chests. And it's really funny. We'll have to get into the story of COVID before we end. It made me rethink the entire rethinking of wallpaper.
Hey, we'll be right back with the rest of the show, but keep listening so we can continue bringing you DTT. Green Chef is a delicious delight any time of year, but especially during the holidays. What a wonderful vision to behold as the Green Chef boxes on your doorstep. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit for eating well. And it makes eating well so easy with plans to fit every lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat a more balanced diet. So let Green Chef take the work out of eating clean this holiday season. And if you've got guests coming, shop Green Bundles. They're now available at the Green Market. It's your one-stop shop for nutritious grab-and-go breakfasts, including vegan options, brunch kits, wholesome lunches, ready-to-eat snacks, veggie sides, and more. You can feel your best this December and do your best with Green Chef because they offset 100% of the delivery emissions as well as 100% of the plastic in every box. Go to greenchef.com/60DTT and use the code 60DTT and get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months. greenchef.com/60DTT and use the code 60DTT to get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months. Inevitably, with the new year come wellness goals. One very effective and easy to reach goal is to add Dose to your wellness regime. Dose is expertly formulated organic wellness shots that support your liver in one delicious drink. Formulated with ingredients clinically shown to support liver health. Potent turmeric, milk thistle, and ginger. There's 0 sugar and 0 calories. Did you know that your liver performs over 500 special functions? Since I learned all that my liver is doing, I started with Dose to support all those vital functions. I take a shot of refreshing Dose 2 times per week to combat everyday toxins from food, meds, alcohol, and unhealthy air. Since starting with Dose about a month ago, I am definitely feeling an overall improvement in my health. So if you want to give Dose a shot and invest in your health like I have, Dose is offering DTT listeners 15% off your first order, plus an additional 15% off if you subscribe for a monthly delivery. That's 30% off your first order. So go to dosedaily.co/DTT and use the code DTT. That's dosedaily.co.co/DTT and use the code DTT.
there's two really important things about pasted paper that I didn't even imagine is a selling point or an asset to it. And one is no one needs to come into your home and install this.
I had a swatch of wallpaper tacked up in my entry for maybe a couple of weeks before COVID hit. And I was like, I'm going to call the guy and have him come wallpaper. And obviously I didn't. And so when I met you, I just peeled that off because I'm waiting for you to do a design that I'm going to use in my entryway because I'd rather not have the guy. And, like upholsterers, I feel it is really hard to get a wallpaper person. My wallpaper guy, Rudy, is like 75.
Oh, yeah.
It could be a sort of a dying art, like really good upholstery.
Yeah, I agree with you. And the ones that were around now aren't.
Yeah. So now we don't need them.
Yeah, you don't. And it's funny. I've actually given it to kids to see how they do it.
Oh, how fun.
And it works perfect. I mean, kids get it. It's just that simple to do. A lot of homeowners will say, oh, I can't do anything like that. I'm not a DIYer at all. And this is like DIY as simple as it could possibly be. So you're not really a DIY. You really are just wetting it and putting it up. They line up perfectly. It couldn't be easier.
I am a person who will do crafts. I'll paint a piece of furniture, something like that, but I would not take on a wallpaper job. That's a thing that I would sort of draw the line on and call someone in. But it was so easy. It was easier than I imagined. So do you want me to tell you what I did? It won't take that long. So I opened the box, which is a beautiful box of the pasted paper. I was like, okay, I have all these sheets. Great. And then I used pan, like one of those aluminum foil pans. So I had a big rectangle one. I put it in the shower, filled it with water. I would take sheet by sheet and just like, as you said, go through like 1 or 2 seconds. I rolled it through the water, folded it over on itself a little bit to sort of just make it flatter, I guess is the purpose of that step that you talk about, the blocking step. And then I just walked over to the wall and I lined up the first one and then I was off to the races.
Yep. It's very easy. And just by the way, just so you know, when you fold it in half and then the instructions, all that is kind of giving it a chance to the water sinks into the paste and it keeps the paper easy to hold.
And then I did purchase an X-Acto knife because I'm going to have to go around, or I had to go around some corners and some doorways and things like that. But again, so easy. A couple of times I just did it right on the wall after I had applied the sheet. And then I actually took your box and I was like, oh, I'll use that as my base. And I just cut it. I didn't measure anything.
Good.
And then, as I said, when I stepped back, there's one acanthus flower that I could, that I was like, okay, oh gosh, I better make sure that flower is lined up. And bam, 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 there it was, all lined up, just like a professional wallpaper person had done it.
Next comment.
It was super fun. So did I leave any steps out, or that's it, right?
I'm glad that you got into the cutting. That's another thing people feel is really difficult. And when Kelly's saying an X-Acto knife, cutting it is really as simple as taking the box and cutting a straight line. And it doesn't have to be uber over perfect because it will be a little forgiving, but it cuts so easy.
No, it really does. The one thing that I was thinking, oh boy, okay, well, I'm going to have more seams. And, I was just thinking in the balance, this is so much easier. I'm saving so much money. I'm getting this gorgeous look. So what? I'll have a few more seams. But I'll tell you, I don't even see them.
Right. Oh, good. And even if you did, which you won't, it's a whole look. And, isn't it great when you walk into your bathroom and you've done it yourself?
I couldn't wait to wake up the next morning and go in again and look. I love it. I love it. There's another aspect to the pasted paper company, which are these die cuts. So tell everybody about that.
Right. So the die cuts are basically elements, and they can be flowers or leaves, and they are all die cut to the shape of the flower. They're more like the size of your hand or a little smaller. And it's the same sort of paper and concept. So you dip it in water and then you put it on. And it's fantastic for embellishing anything. It could be some hat boxes or a trash can or making a serving tray or putting a cute little edge around your cabinet to kind of coordinate with one of the pasted paper sheets. So it's got a lot of legs, and it is more towards a crafting product, but it's very high end looking. I always say use these pasted paper die cuts to create an heirloom craft project.
Really well done. I loved how you had them on some of glassware too. Didn't I see that on the website? Maybe some like cake covers and some other glass pieces.
Yeah, I've done a set of placemats. They're just beautiful. I can't wait to develop this a little more. Right now we're doing an Indiegogo crowdfunding campaign. We have some great product in stock, and I'm raising some money to make more designs on the sheets and to really develop the die cut part of the business, and of course get some more help. So the die cut is going to be a really exciting part of the business. There'll be a focus on reaching out on a weekly or even daily basis on tips on how to use them that are really fun. It could be a lot of gift giving to make cookie tins, and then we'll show you the kind of cookies to make in them. So I love to cook, I love to garden, I love to decorate, and so a lot of that will start coming through in our blog.
Oh, super. And we'll have links to everywhere that you can touch base with Pasted Paper and Julie, our website, the blog, and the Indiegogo. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that. But I have a question about the die cuts. Could you put those on the wall as well, like as a stencil?
Yes.
Oh, that would be so cute. I mean, really anywhere, but kids' room or nursery or something with the flowers that, I saw. And I'm sure you'll be coming up with other designs, but just so beautiful. Really, really nice.
Oh, I'm glad you like them.
Oh, and a great thing for sort of Mother's Day coming up, like if you wanted to embellish something.
Yeah, I did some great photo shoots recently where I'm using garden trugs and, the beautiful little balsam berry baskets you get at the farmer's market.
Mm-hmm.
I save all those things. I'm such a goon with that. I can't throw them away.
Okay, I save them too.
And sometimes I look at them and I'm like, okay, I have to throw these out. But I mean, what am I going to do with them? But one year I did use them for little gifts. It was so cute.
This is a great way to, it's really fun too. I want to say it's that slow crafting, but it doesn't take much time at all. So let's just take the berry baskets for, an example. And it could be anything. It could be coffee cans. It could be boxes. It could be, a tray you have laying around the house that is kind of, you got it at TJ Maxx, 8 years ago, and you don't quite know what to do with it. You don't use it much anymore. You can paint it any color you like, let the paint cure, and put these beautiful die cut elements on them. And there it is. You've refreshed it, you've embellished, you've got a whole new thing. It's a beautiful way to give a present or a hostess gift or just to have for yourself. It really is cute.
Oh, that's a great idea. Okay, I have a sheet of those. I'm going to do something fun with those with my girls. So now tell us a little bit about how people can get involved with the Indiegogo and what, sort of a little bit about what that is and what the opportunities are there, because I think a lot of people that are listening are going to want to get their hands on some pasted paper.
Oh, yeah. It's great. We're doing, there's a reward system when you donate to our Indiegogo crowdfunding campaign. There are all different kinds of rewards that you can choose, and they are all at a discounted price from what's on our website. So, and we're throwing in some extra really great products with them to just the added values. And one is we have these really cool organic towels. They're Swedish towels that are super absorbent, and they're printed with your acanthus leaf pattern.
Oh, Oh, okay.
And
So pretty.
those are beautiful. So take a look at just those alone are really beautiful to look at. And then we can send all kinds of samples so you can see these designs before you like. But on the Indiegogo, we have them in quantities of 8. I was explaining what 8 sheets are. One thing I didn't get to is 8 sheets is also perfect for a little Zoom or FaceTime background.
Oh, how timely. Yeah.
This is another good COVID.
Yeah. Solving a lot of COVID issues with the paste and paper.
Exactly. Like, oh, wow. I put them behind me on all of my Zoom calls, and everyone's like, wow.
I'm just going to stand in my bathroom now when I do that.
I'll send you some extra sheets.
Thank you.
So, and then the other quantities are, we kind of label them, like one is accent wall, which is, that is a really great way to use pasted paper. It can be just any accent wall in any room. So that's one way. There's entire rooms. But yeah, just take a look. There's all different ways of choosing, and you can choose the design of your, whichever one you want. There's a pull down menu, so you can really look at the designs and choose your favorite one.
So basically, if somebody wanted to purchase some pasted paper like now, after they're listening to this, they would go to we'll have the link in the show notes, or they would go to find your Indiegogo through your Instagram. So basically they're making a purchase. It's at a discounted amount, and they may or may not be getting some of these extra goodies. Is that right?
Correct. And you're helping us grow.
And we're helping you grow. And that's so exciting. So you're getting something that you want to try, you're getting a deal, and you're helping Julie grow this company, which is, life-changing as far as I'm concerned. Prettiness and the ease of application, all that aside. This has been a tough year for female entrepreneurs. And I really take my hat off to you. If I was wearing a hat, I would take it off to you. Good for you, Julie. You probably started this and had these ideas before COVID hit. COVID's been really tough on women in the workforce in general, female entrepreneurs in particular. So if anybody's listening to this and they're interested in this product, which I really think you should be, and I love this product, go for it and do it now. Don't wait, because the Indiegogo is going to end
first week in May.
So if you're thinking about it, get to it before then, and that would be really awesome for yourself, but also for the future of pasted paper.
Yes.
Julie, this has been so much fun. Is there anything that we left out that you want to share with everybody?
I want to just say one more thing about the entrepreneurship.
Sure.
So many women out there. I've been doing this for 25 years, being a kind of entrepreneur, and now the new word solopreneur. And I want to totally take my hat off to you. I've been in business, like I said, for so long, and it's never been such a collaboration and kind of a love fest of everyone really working together and truly supporting each other.
Yeah, and I wonder if that's because it's a lot of women now doing it, right?
That what it is.
Tends to be the way women relate with each other. I like to think that anyway.
We are all really stepping up to the plate and realizing we need to support, ourselves. We still want great stuff, and podcasting is just a fabulous platform. You can listen to podcasts, Kelly's podcast, while you're putting up pasted paper.
Yes, exactly. You have and it won't take you that long. You might not even get through an episode or two. It has been an absolute delight to get to know you. I am so honored that you agreed to be on the show and that I could share your story and your wonderful product with everybody. So we'll have all the links in the show notes so you can get in touch with Julie. Everybody can do this. This is so much fun. You're going to love it. And when you do use pasted paper, I want to see it. Snap a photo and email it to me. And thank you, Julie, and best of luck with everything. I know pasted paper is going to be a 25-year overnight success, right?
The culmination of 25 years. Here it is in pasted paper. It was a brilliant conversation. Thank you so much, Kelly.
It was so much fun talking to Julie. I love my bathroom. It looks so fabulous. So everybody's got to head to the show notes and check out Pasted Paper. Get your samples, order your sheets, type your measurements into the calculator, and get this fabulous way to cover your walls headed to your home ASAP.
Those designs are so beautiful.
I know. She's worked with Victoria and Albert, as you heard, but, well, not themselves, but the Victoria and Albert Museum. And she was channeling them. But she's going to have a plans for so many other patterns coming our way. So really, really, I think that this is a product that is going to revolutionize wall covering.
Pesto pork chops over Parmesan polenta. Not that easy to say, but oh so easy to make with Green Chef. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit company for eating well, and we have such a great deal for you. You're going to save $250. Listen on for the details on that. Green Chef makes eating well easy for any lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat more balanced meals. You know, we're getting into the busy holiday season, so it's a perfect time to have Green Chef help you out. Let Green Chef take the work out of eating clean this holiday season with their chef-crafted, nutritionist-approved recipes featuring fresh ingredients and nothing artificial. And you know what? You don't have to lose track of your healthy eating habits during the holidays. Every Green Chef customer gets a free session with their registered dietitians who will walk you through how to make clean eating work for you. So sign up for your free session and start on the road towards better health today. And that deal I want to tell you about, visit greenchef.com/DTT250 and use the code DTT250 for $250 off your order. So that's greenchef.com/DTT250 and use the code DTT250 for $250 off your order.
BritBox just keeps getting better. The new Archie is amazing. And it's not the comics. It's about Cary Grant. Archie is the brand new limited series starring Jason Isaacs as Archie Leach, the man who became Cary Grant. From the award-winning screenwriter of Philomena, Archie tells Grant's born in Britain, made in Hollywood story, the dramatic grit to glamour transformation that led him to become one of the most famous people in the world. You are going to absolutely love the acting, but also the styling, the outfits, the scenery. It's the first time his story has been told in collaboration with his daughter Jennifer Grant and ex-wife Diane Cannon. The performances from Jason Isaacs and the rest of the cast are amazing, and it's only available on BritBox. So sign up for BritBox today to stream Archie and other fan favorites from any device. And we have a special limited time offer for our U.S. and Canadian listeners. Get 50% off, yes, that's 50% off your first month when you sign up for a monthly plan. But only if you go to BritBox.com and use our promotion code DTT at checkout. You're going to love Archie. So head over right now and get 50% off your first month of BritBox. Use the promotion code DTT at BritBox.com. What's your crush?
Well, my crush is a practical thing today, but you know what? We need practical things. So I bought this Rubbermaid Fast Track thing. It's this thing to like organize your garage. I'll tell you what it is in just a second. But I bought it 5 years ago for our shed, and it sat in the box till finally I said, you know what? I am not going to wait for somebody else to put this up for me. I'm going to have to put this up myself.
The time is now. And I'm the woman for the job.
Got out the cordless drill, and I did it myself. So
I love a woman with a drill. Go ahead.
Yeah, so but I'm very excited about how well it did. They're 4-foot tracks that you screw onto the studs of your room. You know, could be inside your room, but anyway, for us it was inside the shed. And then once you've got it strongly secured, it's got this system. So it's a track that you screw on, and then it's got these hooks that slide. So it's very adjustable. You can put as many hooks on as you want, or as few, and slide them, and so that they're just the right place that you want them. So it's very flexible, which I love. And I have 2 of these. Honestly, I'm so happy because the stuff is up off of the floor. That was the big thing. But I like this one because It's made for a shed. It's very heavy duty, so you can put some heavyweight things on it.
Oh, I have a great crush, kind of practical too. Gardening gloves. I go through gardening gloves like crazy, and I'm pretty particular. And sometimes you just can't get the dexterity if the glove is too hefty. And, that might be good for certain things. But if you really want to be able to feel what you're doing and, get a good sense of your pruning and whatnot, I found a fabulous company called Fox Gloves, which is, a little play on a plant as well, a beautiful flower.
Oh.
Yeah, isn't that cute? Mm-hmm. I actually discovered them on Amazon when I was looking for gloves, but they have a great website that you could go direct and also a really fun Instagram account. Apparently, it's a woman named Harriet, and go for it, Harriet. She developed these gloves. There's a lot of gloves that you can choose from, but the ones that I got are so pretty. I mean, you could actually have worn them. I mean, I know you were bringing back gloves at one point, Anita, especially during COVID, but you could... These look like gloves that someone might have been wearing with, gloves and a handbag and a hat. They are beautiful, and they come in really pretty colors. Of course, I got the black, but they come in periwinkle and red. They are very tight to your skin, but not uncomfortable. Really nice, breathable fabric, but you can really feel what you're doing. You could use them as liner gloves, too, if you're doing like a wet project or something where you need a little bit more protection. And I love it, too, because they go sort of, I would say, midway between your wrist and your elbow. So I'm always wearing my Apple Watch, which I want to get, have covered. Or if you wear a different kind of watch, you might want to have it covered by your gloves as well. And so these take care of that as well. So I'll have the link to Fox Gloves in the show notes, and we can even put the Instagram account too if people want to have a look at the photos that they have there. But I highly recommend them. I'm going to get another pair, and I think I might get the periwinkle blue because it's just so pretty.
Oh, well, I can't wait to see them because, at the farm, I wear gloves a lot because there's a lot of stuff that I don't want to touch out there, if you know what I mean. So I wear them a lot out there.
Well, I think they'll come in handy, and you'll love the periwinkle blue for sure. So we're starting a new segment now today. We're going to introduce you to a new Instagram account because Anita and I love Instagram, and we have pals over there on Instagram, and a lot of you who listen are our friends over there on Instagram. So we know it's a place that everybody likes to hang out and talk about beautiful photos and interesting people to get to know. Instagram has so much of that there. It's just really just a treasure trove of homes and books and gardens and all the things that we love. So we decided rather than doing Hot Topic for a while, we're going to switch over to doing a highlighted Instagram account. So Anita's got a really great one for us today to kick it off with.
Oh, yes. Hill House Vintage. And that's by Paula Sutton. She's got a radiant smile, and she's on the grounds of her English country estate. I mean, she's in Norfolk, and she's on their beautiful grounds or in her garden, or maybe she's riding her bicycle. Sometimes she's entertaining outdoors, and sometimes she's inside her very charming house. So I think you're going to get a smile just looking at this feed. And it's a beautiful feed and very cheery, very upbeat.
I really enjoyed Paula's account. I did a deep dive when you let me know about it, and I had never heard of her before. It's fantastic.
Oh, it certainly is. And like I said, it's just it's such a happy place. So I don't know how you can be looking at her feed and not have a smile on your face. So let's just put it that way. Remember, we're here to inspire you to create a beautiful home. Until next time.
Want to talk to us? Well, we really want to talk to you. So let's schedule a design consult. Anita and I are here to give you individualized, actionable advice on how to create the beautiful home you want and deserve. It's so easy to schedule a design consult with us. Simply click the link in the show notes or head to decoratingtipsandtricks.com/consult. When we talk to you on the scheduled time, we will be ready with so many great tips, advice, and yes, tricks. So sign up today for a design consult with Anita and I. We can't wait to talk to you.